Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 17 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. The audio for the introduction of my original episode got messed up, so I decided I would just re-record the audio. Basically, I was in Madison this past weekend for the regional championships as a commentator, which was a total blast. I had a ton of fun meeting a lot of you guys, and thank you to everyone that came up and said hello. If you missed out on the live stream, you can go check out the VODs at twitch.tv/Pokemon in past videos. Lots of great content from there. And in addition, that was actually my last commentated event of the 2017 season, since I'm planning on competing at NA Internationals next month, and of course, the World Championships in Anaheim in August, which I'm already qualified for. So, really excited to be a part of both of those tournaments, and it's definitely kind of different from last season, where I commentated Nationals and Worlds. I'm pretty stoked to be out there as a competitor again. So, just wanted to thank you guys for supporting my Pokemon career, really, whether I'm a commentator, competitor, YouTuber, and whatnot, and really appreciate your guys' support. But yeah, just gonna get into the original episode that I had recorded, so I hope you guys enjoy. I think I mentioned this in maybe earlier episodes already, but there are two things I'm trying to really formalize right now. One, my Twitch streaming schedule, because I really want to stream regularly on Twitch, like 2 times a week. I just haven't formalized the schedule yet because I'm confirming my internship hours and what hours I'll be working this summer. So yeah, that's coming in pretty soon. So I'm trying to get that by this week. And then the other thing, obviously, is a more formalized YouTube schedule, just because I'm getting back into the hang of things. But let's get into this episode. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share your support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. Max Zito here, running a team of Arcanine, Koko, Snorlax, Garchomp, Celesteela, and the Alolan Persian. So, a lot of scary things here. I can go Raichu, Koko. I can also go Garchomp, Aerodactyl. I really am fearing the Persian Koko lead. Garchomp is a really big threat, though. This one's tricky. Because Buzzwole, I really want Buzzwole too. Like, I want Raichu Koko. You've got to imagine, like, normally when you see Raichu Koko on a team, you try to lead against it. Specs Gleam could just knock out Garchomp, though. You know what? I'm gonna go Raichu Koko, Garchomp. And Speed Control would be nice with Tailwind. But I think I'm actually going to bring Buzzwole because it one-shots 4 of my opponent's 6 Pokemon. More importantly, I want to bring it against the Snorlax, but I can also Ice Punch Garchomp and switch into Ice-type attacks, which is kind of nice. Or, like, sorry, switch into Ground-type attacks. Alright, so we're going to get into this one. And let's see what Max Zito brings. Yeah, Pokemon choice is still definitely something I'm trying to figure out with this team, just because, you know, like, I didn't build this team. It was created by a cool Japanese player and just found it on rental teams. And so, like, my inexperience definitely showed in yesterday's episode. But we see Persian Koko, okay. So yeah, this is where it's like, I wanted to lead Garchomp Aerodactyl, but then I could have just gotten Fake Outed. So with Raichu Koko, I can just go for a Fake Out of my own, and a Gleam. Yeah, I like that. So I will just Fake Out the Koko and Dazzling Gleam. If Persian fakes outs the Koko, that's perfectly fine by me, because then I can Encore it, or I could just Z-move next turn. I just don't want my opponent's Koko getting any attacks off right now. For all I know, it could be Electric Z-move too, or Fairy Z-move, which could knock me out. So I don't want to risk that, at least turn 1. I wonder if Raichu Z-move knocks out Koko. It does a ton of damage. Either way, yeah, like Dazzling Gleam plus from Koko plus Thunderbolt from Raichu just does so much damage to everything. So we do see the Fake Out from Persian. Yep, okay, so. And I actually flinched before my opponent's Koko, so that does indicate we either speed tie or I'm faster, which is pretty good because I'm modest. So with that, I'm actually going to just Z-move into Koko and Dazzling Gleam. Z-move might... Nah, I don't think it knocks out Koko. It'll be close, but I feel like I'll probably hang on with like 10 or 20%. But either way, because I saw I'm either faster or the same speed, Dazzling Gleam could just knock out. I also could have Z-moved Persian, I guess, but Persian isn't a real offensive threat. I guess it could foul play, but otherwise, like, you use Persian entirely as support with Fake Out, Quash, or I guess Quash isn't that common, but like Parting Shot, Fake Out, Foul Play is typically like the 3 most common moves, and then you have a 4th one like Taunt or Quash. But here, yeah, I know I'm still in a decent position. Like if Koko or Persian switch out into Garchomp, it's going to be eating a Specs Gleam from my Koko, which could just knock out because I'm modest. It might be a damage roll. Nice, okay, so no switch outs here, which is good. I will be able to go for the Z move with Raichu. Sure, I have Electric Terrain up, but Koko does resist it, yeah. I don't anticipate this knocking out. But I think it should still do a lot of damage, and if I do manage to win the speed tie, that would be really big. Assuming we speed tie. Because if we don't, then I'm in a really, really good position. It could be Assault Vest Coco as well, I guess, but I think this combination should still knock out AV Coco. Ooh, actually, no. I think it actually is AV Coco. I'm fairly sure. Oof. Okay, I knock out Persian, though. Yeah, so that actually is Assault Vest Coco. It actually does hang on with, like, 10%. That's okay. I'll take that. Because its damage output in return is really negligible. I survive easily with both, yeah. Nice. So, good first 2 turns, for sure. Especially with Garchomp coming in. The only fear, of course, if that's Scarf Chomp. Garchomp and Buzzwole in the back. So, I'll just say Psychic Garchomp and Dazzling Gleam here. Oops. Actually, let me just double check what my opponent might have in the back. It could be Celesteela. So instead I could Thunderbolt the Coco, because it could be Celesteela or Snorlax or Arcanine switching in. Thunderbolt covers all those options. Actually, I like that more, because then Dazzling Gleam becomes single target against the Garchomp. If it's Scarfed, then I at least will knock out the Celesteela coming in. But no switch outs. Okay. Which actually might be the smarter play. Maybe Garchomp's just sacking Coco here. No, okay. Nice. Single target specs Dazzling Gleam. Oh. Wow, it wasn't even sashed? It just hung on with 1 HP? That's a tilter. Ah, that's actually so frustrating. Because I also could have Psychic Dazzling Gleam, which most definitely would have picked the double knockout. I thought for sure Specs Gleam against Garchomp single target would knock out. Wow. Well, let's see what my opponent's last Pokemon is. I'm still in an okay position, but that's definitely frustrating. Okay, it's Arcanine. That's fine then, because I can just Earthquake now. Yeah. And even with the Intimidate, Earthquake still 2-shots Arcanine. So I should be good. But that is kind of frustrating. Like, because I would have been, yeah, in a perfectly good position. Like, I think I should still win guaranteed. I don't know if there's anything, because I have Scarf anyway, right? I don't have the Z move. I'm just going to go for the Superpower onto Arcanine because it could have Will-O-Wisp, so I need to just get damage off, and Garchomp does go for the obvious Protect. Garchomp's a non-factor at this point because Earthquake will just knock it out anyway, even if I'm Intimidated. Actually, Arcanine goes for the Protect as well. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to Earthquake myself, but I'm Intimidated, and Buzzwole's a defensive tank, really, so Earthquaking myself is actually perfectly fine. There's no need to Protect there. Basically, the idea behind going for the Superpower onto Arcanine is I don't care if Arcanine Flare Blitzes Buzzwole. Like, Buzzwole isn't really that important, and I can win the game 2v1 with Garchomp at this point anyway. So I'm just going for guaranteed free damage off. It forces Arcanine to Flare Blitz Buzzwole, because if it doesn't, I get a free Superpower off, and like I said, like, Arcanine really doesn't do much to Garchomp unless it's for some reason like Hidden Power Ice. So unless my opponent has an HP Ice special Arcanine set, I don't even know if HP Ice that's not boosted knocks me out, so I think I should be in the clear. But yeah, like Buzzwole doesn't, it's not a major threat to my opponent, but I might as well get free damage off, especially because Will-O-Wisp on Arcanine is like something you should maybe anticipate. So if there actually is Will-O-Wisp, that is kind of a problem because Garchomp would be Intimidated and be at -2 attack. So I would at least get an Earthquake off before the Will-O-Wisp, get a Superpower off, and then afterwards, even if my opponent Flare Blitzes or Will-O-Wisp's Buzzwole, I should be fine. Earthquake comes out, and yep, brings Arcanine just under 50%. So Arcanine, you know, pretty tanky Pokemon here. Presumably we'll go for a Flare Blitz. Buzzwole's actually faster than the Arcanine as well, so yeah, definitely confirming some of its bulk. Superpower comes so close, but doesn't pick up the knockout. That's fine. If anything, it'll proc the berry. Yep, there's the Figgy Berry, or one of the 50% berries. Yep, it is Figgy. And yep, we're just gonna Flare Blitz. That's fine. Probably gonna go for a Burn onto Garchomp. No, just targeting on Buzzwole. Okay, so going for a knockout. Maybe not knowing that I'm Choice Scarf, that could be other things. So hoping like Garchomp like wins the speed tie, gets the Tectonic Rage off or whatnot. But with Scarf Chomp, I knew I was in the clear for this game in the late game. The only, like, I was kind of fearing Celesteela in the back for my opponent just because I didn't have the Z move anymore. But bringing in Celesteela against this team specifically is pretty risky because there's the Raichu Coco combination. So my opponent is going to forfeit, and we do pick up a pretty nice win for the first game of today's episode. But yeah, I mean, reflecting on that overall, pretty happy about how I played that overall. Like, I I actually really didn't think it'd be Assault Vest Coco. But because it was, like, its damage output against me wasn't that good, my opponent definitely wasn't expecting the specs, I think, so Gleam was just able to one-shot the Persian, because Persians, like the set that Marcus Thatcher used, which I borrowed for my Persian Snorlax Pheromosa team, is like max speed and max special defense, because you have Fur Coat for your ability, so you can take defensive attacks a little bit better. But, yeah. What else do I want to say? Yeah, the Gleam survival onto Garchomp, I guess that's something I should expect. I actually want to do that damage cut because I have no idea how much specs... I thought like Specs Dazzling Gleam itself had a chance to knock out, but... no, sorry, that's wrong. I think, like, Helping Hand... Yeah, I think my Garchomps before I've actually survived a Helping Hand Life Orb Dazzling Gleam. So, maybe it shouldn't be too shocking that the Garchomp was able to hang on from single target Specs Gleam. Because Coco is kind of weak, and it's not like Moonblast. Like, the combined factor of Dazzling Gleam's base power being lower, and Garchomp being a decently bulky Pokemon, resulted in it surviving. So, that definitely caught me off guard, because Raichu Coco covered everything in the back of my opponent's team really well. But yeah, overall, that just goes to show how Raichu Coco can be super good sometimes. But we're just going to look for our next opponent. Hopefully we find someone. In the meantime, Pokemon.com/live, guys, go check that out. We're going to find Jack Miloff from New York with a rating of 1532. Running a team, wow, that's quite the team. Salamence, Marowak, Slowbro, or Slowking. I always mix the two up. Magnezone, Mudsdale, and Alolan Marowak. That is terrifying. I think I might want to go with my Discharge Cheese like I did last time against one of those Trick Room teams. Yeah, I'm going to go Garchomp, Coco. In the back, I want Marowak's a major threat. Aerodactyl covers Marowak, and Buzzwole's pretty decent overall. Yeah, I like those. I'm going to lock in. I'm pretty confident about those. Raichu, you don't really want to bring here, just because of the double ground type. And Celesteela you could make a case for, but... You know, I'm going to be setting up the electric terrain, so Magnezone's Thunderbolts will do more, and then there's potential fire types, like, obviously there's the fire type Pokemon in Marowak, but Salamence and Slowking Bro. That's Slowbro. Yeah, that's Slowbro. Wait, no, that's Slowking. Yeah. Right? I always mix up the two, and yeah, Slowking is the crown, that's definitely Slowbro. What am I saying? I even used Slowking in VGC 2009 and that fun tournament last year. Speaking of fun tournaments, there's a really cool like doubles tournament like the Global Link is holding. It's like the Tiny Challenge where you can only use Pokemon under a certain height. So I actually want to make a YouTube series out of that and stream it. I do have 2 cards I can use for that. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below. It's basically like a VGC styled metagame with a very like interesting moveset. Slowbro Marowak. Okay, I'll take that. I just wonder if my opponent anticipates Discharge. Because if you do anticipate Discharge, you could just... Yeah. I don't have a safe play here, but I'm just gonna Discharge and Rock Slide. Ideally, Marowak protects here, fearing like a Z move. If I had Z Chomp, actually, I could just Z Slowbro and Dazzling Gleam. Maybe I should have Dragon Clawed, because I actually don't know if Specs Discharge and Electric Terrain knocks out Slowbro. Marowak protects, perfect, okay. So that's what I was trying to bait out of my opponent. Hopefully I don't miss Rock Slide. Maybe should have Dragon Clawed to guarantee hitting. Yeah, I suck. I just wanted to cover the Marowak option too. Ugh. Never mind, Discharge is a beast. Oh, it crit. Oh, that's unfortunate for my opponent. I feel kind of bad for that. I mean, it makes up for the Rock Slide miss, but I don't like it because I made a suboptimal play, right? Like, Dragon Claw ensures. The only thing is, it's like Rock Slide covers Marowak attacking and the Slowking or Slowbro protecting. So I did get a critical hit there. I don't know if Electric Terrain Specs boosted Discharge knocks out because it is spread damage, so that's something I actually have to check. As Mudsdale comes in, that's fine. Yeah, so I'm going to bring an Aerodactyl now. And... I guess I'll still Rock Slide, yeah. Because it's still 2 shots Marowak. I mean, that honestly probably single-handedly wins me the game. I need to do some damage calcs on whether the Whether Discharge would have knocked out without the critical hit, and because it might just pick up the knockout outright. If not, then like the Rock Slide miss obviously matters, but I should have Dragon Clawed to cover options a little bit better, just because I had a 90% chance there, obviously, and that's like, you'd rather just have a 100% chance to deny the Trick Room. Wow, Marowak showing its defensive bulk, taking that pretty well. Yeah, so I do give Mudsdale the stamina boost. I'm okay giving it 1 here. Marowak's going to Flare Blitz, so that should put it in KO range from another Rock Slide. Going to target down Aerodactyl, which, wow. That just does that much damage. Jeez. And the high horsepower coming out. Targeting Garchomp. Yep. That is really crazy damage. Okay. I don't want to take a Flare Blitz on either of the Pokemon in the back. I also don't want to give Mudsdale more stamina boosts. Yeah, I'll probably conserve Garchomp, I think. But yeah, actually, yeah, here's what I'll do. I'll just Rock Slide and switch Garchomp into Buzzwole. I'll give Mudsdale another boost, but I think with Z-Move and Specs Coco, I should be able to still knock it out. But maybe it's a mistake I'm giving it 2 stamina boosts. Especially because Marowak's protecting here. Yeah, we'll see. Also depends on Mudsdale's item. It could be Assault Vest, which is the major issue. I could flinch here, but the thing is, Mudsdale has taken like a decent amount of damage at this point, where a Z-Move plus an Ice Punch I think will probably still knock it out. It does Heavy Slam me. Yeah, probably going to Aerodactyl. Yep. It's fine. Yeah. So I'll bring Garchomp back in. Yeah. I do have to think about this a little bit, though, I think. Yeah, giving Mudsdale those boosts was actually a really big mistake, I think. That's not good. I'm gonna Dragon Claw Marowak here. Might as well Z-Move, right? Yeah. I don't need to save the Z-Move for anything behind, and I don't want to get a defense decrease here. So, yeah, I actually misplayed this game a little bit. Also, Mudsdale's just really good against my team if I don't bring Celesteela, which is the other issue. Okay, so Dragon Claw comes out, should knock out Marowak. Nice. And then here's the all pummeling, but it is against a +2 Mudsdale, which will get to +3 after this. So it's getting kind of scary, but with a faster Buzzwole and a Coco in the back, like if it's not Assault Vest, I can just click the Dazzling Gleam button twice, and even if it is, I can double up into the slot and it can protect. So I think I'll be okay. But I don't know my opponent's last Pokemon right now, which is kind of the fear. So all pummeling coming out. Yeah, Dazzling Gleam should knock it out in that range. It's gonna high horsepower too. Yep, into Garchomp, which I believe actually takes recoil damage. Yeah, so that adds up too. Well, I guess if Mudsdale had like the 50% berry, that would be terrible for me. Yeah, I mean, Mudsdale typically is gonna be like Z-Move, Assault Vest. We'll see what my opponent's last Pokemon is, but with Coco and Buzzwole, I feel pretty comfortable. It's Magnezone, okay, that's fine. I should be faster with Buzzwole. Yeah, so I'm just gonna Dazzling Gleam here. Although, how many turns of... This is the last turn of Electric Terrain, so I think I should play it safe. I'm gonna Dazzling Gleam and Protect, just because that covers the option of Magnezone being faster. Unless Mudsdale protects here, and... Okay, no Protect. Yeah, I'm gonna guess it's AV Mudsdale. Okay, yeah. So even if it... Yeah, because even if it were Assault Vest, it's fine. And it actually is Z-Move. So there's the Electric Z-Move. I don't know who this is going into. Presumably Buzzwole. Gigavolt Havoc. I just like calling it that because my friends call it Gigavolt and like Gigalith. Okay, yeah, target's on Buzzwole. Nice. So that's why I protected, covering any offensive options. That still, wow, does so much damage. I forget Buzzwole's special defense is really pathetic. I guess it's not over yet, but I think like Specs Gleam actually is doing a decent amount to Magnezone, so even if I'm slower, I get 3 single target specs Dazzling Gleams against Magnezone, which I'm fairly sure should knock out in this range. So, yeah, even if Buzzwole goes down, yeah, another 2 should definitely knock out Magnezone. And I'm faster anyway, so kind of anticlimactic. But, like I said, I didn't know the exact speed tiers there. I know Magnezone's base speed is really low, but I just didn't want to risk it being super speedy for some reason. And I would have preferred to, yeah, just play it safe there. Because, like, the only way Magnezone knocks Buzzwole out is with the Z move, or I guess a critical hit. So it could have been bad if the Buzzwole had Protect and gone for it that turn. Because if it does have Protect, I don't knock it out, and then, my opponent would have needed to Protect Buzzwole and Z-move my Koko, but if that actually ends up happening, then I could be in a kind of an awkward position. I guess I ended up being faster anyway, so I would just Ice Punch the Mudsdale, and then you would need a Thunderbolt to crit me, because then Superpower just knocks out Magnezone anyway. So, yeah, in the end, I think I was in a decent enough position where it would have been fine regardless. But, of course, I did get a little bit lucky with that critical hit, making up for the miss, like... The idea was to get the guaranteed knockout onto Slowking or Slowbro, but I needed to make... I had a safer option of discharging and Dragon Clawing. Like I said, I wanted to Rock Slide just to cover the option of Marowak attacking, and I was like, the risk versus reward is probably pretty good. But I really need to run that damage calc, because if Discharge doesn't KO naturally, then I need to not... I can't risk going for Rock Slide, I think, in that position, because if Trick Room goes up, then I pretty much just lose that game, and I cannot afford Trick Room going up. So, yeah. Maybe some RNG bailing me out for some poor RNG earlier, but also just maybe could have made a more optimal play that turn. Pokemon's all about optimal plays. Like, sure, I got unlucky, and then I got a little bit lucky, but I should have looked for ways where that luck, wouldn't have mattered at all. So that's going to conclude it for this episode, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.